Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
Hi, I'm Beaumont and welcome to Secrets Exposed. This is the series that takes you up close and personal with world-leading business experts. And our topic for this interview is how to make meaningful connections that grow your business. That coming up in just a moment. My special guest today is best-selling author and successful small business owner, Kerrie Phipps. And our topic for this interview is how to make meaningful connections that grow your business. Kerrie, welcome.
Thank you, Dale. It's so great to be here.
Looking forward to catching up. We've known each other for a number of years, but I want to talk to start about your book because it's called Do Talk to Strangers. And
Yes.
that's, I think, a good place to start.
Yes.
Why did you write the book? What inspired you to do it? And briefly tell us about what it's about.
Okay, well, why I wrote it was because people would ask me questions like, how did you grow an international business from Dubbo, country in New South Wales, Australia? How do you meet all these people? And there were just questions. And I would just say, well, I met this person on a train and we had this conversation and different things happened. And they're saying, but how do you just have conversations with strangers that turn into all these amazing things? Like, isn't it weird, when you're swapping business cards and how do you do that? And so I started, just writing down all these stories of people that I'd meet. And so I'm noticing more and more, what's the conversation in my head when I'm connecting with somebody? And when are the moments when I've drawn back, sort of hesitated and missed an opportunity or taken an opportunity but thought, wow, I could have missed that so easily if I'd just kind of gone, oh no, maybe they won't want to, or whatever. So yeah, it's really about catching those moments every day, those opportunities to connect and to serve people. Because I've also seen people go to networking functions, they want to grow their business, and they're so caught up in, I have to remember what to say, I have to, give my card to so many people, maybe somebody's told you, get 10 business cards, or make sure you get 10 business cards out to people.
Elevator pitch and stuff
That's
like
right.
that.
And so everyone's like wound up in their story, and they're not just being present and connecting with people. And I think there's so many places where we do that, whether it's like on a train, plane, anywhere.
So you've now created opportunities for yourself all around the world,
Yeah.
and you're from a country town,
Yes.
and you've been able to do that through just meeting people
Yes.
and connections, which is what
Yes.
we're going to talk about. Now, why do you think so many people struggle when it comes to having conversations with people they don't know? And in fact, I've got to confess here, because if I'm on a plane, generally I don't talk to the person unless they've initiated a conversation.
Yeah.
Then I'll be happy to chat.
Yeah.
But normally I'm not the first one to kind of reach out and start talking to people. So I don't want to change that. So I'm kind of putting my hand up to say, I'm really wanting to learn, and probably a lot of people as well fall into that camp. But why do people struggle with it?
Can first of all I just say thank you so much for wanting to, because I'm in a world of a lot of professional speakers, and people say, I'm so busy, I've been on stage, or whatever work we're doing, we get on a plane and we're like, don't talk to me, anybody. But even just to take a few minutes, just to settle into your seat, put your belt on, and how you're going, and looking forward to your trip, just to break the ice, then you get a sense of who's there. And it can actually be something extraordinary. But then you can also ask for space, and say, I've had a huge week, I just need to close my eyes for a while. Yeah, so your question was, how do we?
Yeah, like why do people struggle, do you think?
Why do they struggle? It's because of the conversation in our head.
Okay, tell us about
that's
that.
a big part, and the other part is just the busyness and preoccupation with our stuff.
So what do you think is going wrong inside people's heads, and what should we be changing it to?
Okay, well, for a lot of people, it's shyness, or it will fall into that. I'm an introvert, or I'm shy, or I don't really want to approach people. I don't want to interfere. I don't want to
Impose, put people out.
That's right.
Maybe they've had a hard day and they start making up stories, right?
That's right. Yeah, and it's like, how much is it that? And what if you just actually offered a smile? Because then you get a sense of the person that's across the train from you or something. But yeah, we're often not aware of the conversation in our head. We're not aware that we are making excuses or limiting ourselves, or thinking, they wouldn't want to talk to me. And there's just a whole lot that goes on. So if we're aware of that, then we can address it. Then we can. So in the book, I talk about awareness, like self-awareness first, and awareness of others.
Yeah.
So the self-awareness is going, oh, I feel a bit nervous. Just to let that go, and be really present. with others,
Okay.
and others aware. So to think, well, maybe I'm not the only person who feels a bit, nervous or uncertain in this situation. When you go to a networking function, people might be, offering to pour drinks for people, or they might be, standing in the corner, and they might have a similar conversation going on. But you look at the person offering drinks to people, and they're doing that because that's their kind of escape, or it's like, if I can pour a drink, then you won't see me standing in the corner by myself. But there's just hesitation, so different ways to deal with it. So yeah, being aware, then you can address it.
All right, so tell me, what should we be thinking about? What should our mindset be? And how do you think? Let's kind of like, if you're on a plane, or you're kind of, maybe waiting for an appointment, and there's other people in the room. Like, what's going through your head?
Yeah. Well, first of all, we can do things just to make it easy, to make it more comfortable. So if we're going to be sitting next to somebody on a plane for hours, then just to make that brief connection first, it's going to be easier if I have to say, oh, excuse me, Dale, could I please, get past you? Or, Dale, can you please ask something? It's easier if you know something of the person.
Yeah.
And then there's we could make a huge difference in the world. So there's all kinds of, positive reasons why we could connect.
Yeah.
And I think if a heart of service is at the foundation of it, then it makes it easier for us, because it's not about us. We can serve, we can give people space. And I hear a lot of people say, but what if I get into a conversation and I can't get out of it?
Yeah.
and if we fear that, then we just don't get in the first place. But we have to know that we can say no, thank you. It's like when you go to the markets and people are saying, try this, taste this, and people stay away sometimes. You see them kind of giving, like a little booth, a wide berth, because it's like, I don't want to get trapped.
Yeah.
You don't have to get trapped. You can say,
always say no.
Yeah, no, thank you. Or, well done. I love what you've created here, but I'm not shopping today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to know that, because a lot of people are watching this because they want to grow their business.
Yeah.
At what point are you thinking about, this could be a business opportunity? Does that come into the equation at all at the beginning, or does it only come later on? Like, do you go with an agenda to say, hey, this could be an important person, or do you not even think that?
I do sometimes, but I'm not attached to that.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the thing that really gets in the way, is that we have this attachment, like, here's this, person that's, maybe high profile, or we know something about this person, and oh my gosh, it'd be amazing if we could work together, if I could, have them as a client. Then they feel it. You've probably had people approach you and you just think, oh, enough of the selling.
Yeah.
You just want to connect as a human being first, and maybe it's just about celebrating the event, or, gosh, it's great to be here. But you get a sense of who people are without the agenda or the polish.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people can work so hard on the polish and forget about the person.
Okay.
Just being real. But so at what point? There's not a particular point. It's not like, I don't have scripts in here. I've got types of questions that you might ask, but it's really about being present in the moment, because every single conversation is different.
Yeah.
So if I want to start, a conversation with, a process that's like a personal question and then a business question, and then can we do business together, then that process is going to get in the way of an authentic connection.
Right.
And I just would rather authenticity every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to start with, and I'm just sort of summarizing here, and the points that I need to remember to change our mindset, and to turn all that sort of negative kind of talk into this could be an opportunity, and you never know who this person is, and maybe at worst case scenario I can just brighten this person's day.
Yes.
So let's just start a conversation. The other thing you said, kind of is a little bit off the cuff, was around starting with a smile.
Yes.
So that's obviously something very simple, but something we can all become more conscious of.
Yes.
Anything else that we can do kind of before we've actually, opened our mouth and started the conversation?
Well, I think something in a business context, I think we're always developing our business story. And I mean, if your business is growing, then your story isn't the same as what it was 5 years ago. So this is why you don't want to have like the same pitch every time.
Yeah.
And also because every person you're connecting with is different.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really is about just being present in the moment, because while you know what your story is, you might share that, but I would say be interested in the other person's story first.
Yeah. Be interested in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we love it when someone's interested in our story, don't we?
Yeah.
And then, you ask a few questions and then it's like, oh, I could tell you my story all day. But then they will realise, wow, I've been talking about me. what about you? Or you'll see something that's really interesting and you can say, oh, me too. And don't we love those me too moments?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what really connects. And then people want to know more and want to stay in the conversation more.
Okay, so we're going to, in a few moments, go into what to kind of say, some kind of openers, and also we'll go through some examples.
Yes.
And then at what point do you sort of start, asking more personal questions? Can you get too personal, and how do you? At what point do you talk about your business? But before that, I just want to talk about some examples and scenarios, because a lot of people, aren't maybe aware of the amount of places they can meet people. They think they have to go somewhere to a networking event to meet people, but you meet people everywhere and you meet dozens of people every day.
Yeah.
So help us to understand where we can use these principles.
Okay, so if you're nervous about connecting, start with walking.
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.